welcome back to KD Code. In this video, we are going to discuss about variables and naming rules of variables in Python. One more thing, if you are searching for project related videos in Python or machine learning, please do check out the channel. Without any further delay, let's get into the session. Now, let us see what is variable and we'll see that with a real-time example. Actually, in programming, a variable works like a container. It is used to store the data. Variable, from the name itself, we can understand that the value which varies. Okay, now see that with a real-time example. Imagine if you have a jar and you want to keep track of the cookies in a jar. For that, you can use a label on the jar to represent their count. Here, the label of our jar is count of cookies. Initially, the jar might be empty as shown in the video. So, set our label to 0. Now, the count of cookies value is 0. Here, we are adding one cookie to the jar. As a result, the count of cookies value is increased to 1. Then, in the same way, we are adding the another cookie. Now the count is 2. Means we have 2 cookies in the jar. Then our variable is count of cookies having the value 2. In the same way, we are adding the third cookie and fourth cookie as well. We have 4 cookies in our jar. The jar is like a variable. The cookies are like our values. We are storing our values in the variable. As of now, we have been adding our cookies into the jar. What if we remove the cookies from the jar? What's going to be happen? The count of cookies should be reduced to, see here, we have 4 cookies. Now we are removing the 2 cookies. Yes, now the count is 2. And from this example, we can define what is variable. Variable in the sense, it is like a label. For our jar, what we have used as the variable? Count of cookies is our variable for this example. The variable is like a placeholder. It worked as a container or a box which is used to store the values. For example, in programming, how we use our a value is equal to 2. A is our variable and 2 is our value. To store the values, we are using variables. And the next one is data. Data is nothing but the value which we store in the variable. From our example, count of cookies is our variable. See here, this jar is having 3 cookies. Here jar is our variable and the cookies inside the jar are our values. So this variable is having 3 value. Value is 3. Okay. I hope the concept of variable is clear to you. Now let us see this with a practical example. As per our example, we have a jar. Initially it is empty. Initially it is empty means it is having no cookies, means no value. So we should initialize our variable with 0. Our variable name is count of cookies. Count of cookies. As it is empty, we are initializing to 0. Yes, it is done. Now I am going to add cookies to the jar. Adding values. Right. Now I am going to add 3 values. Okay. Means 3 cookies. So count of cookies is equal to, for this variable I am going to add 3 more cookies. So same, count of cookies plus 3. Initially we have 0 cookies, right? As the jar is empty, we don't have any cookies in it, so it is 0. Plus now we are adding 3 cookies. So how many cookies should be in that jar? 3, right? 3. Now if I am adding few more cookies to that, what will be the count? See, same, count of cookies, we are updating that variable itself, count of cookies plus equal to 5. From this, we can say that the count of cookies, previously we have the value as 3. 3 plus, now we are adding 5 cookies. 3 plus 5 equal to 8. Now the value of our variable count of cookies is 8. What if I remove the cookies? Means what if I remove the value? See here, to remove values what we'll do? We are updating in that same variable. Remember one thing, we are updating in that same variable. Minus equal to, removing 4. So previously the value of count of cookies is 8 minus I am removing 4 cookies. 4. Then the value of count of cookies should be 4. Now let us print and see this. Print of, see here, whatever we mentioned in the double quotes or single quotes in the print statement, it should be written to our console, right? The number of cookies in the jar are, now what we want? Our value. Our value is stored in a variable, that is count of cookies. So we are printing that count of cookies, right? Let me save this and now we'll execute and see the output. Yes, see here, the number of cookies in the jar are 4. I hope you understand this, right? Actually the variable, in the sense, from the name itself we can understand that the value varies. Value varies. See here, for the same variable, how many times we vary its value? Finally it was 4. Is this clear? And one more thing, in Python, if we want to define any data type, we should not need to declare it. In C, if we gonna use this a variable in our program, then we should declare it like int a or float b. we should declare before using in C, right? But in Python, no need of that. If you want to use integer values, then you can directly assign a is equal to 2, or if you want to use any string, then b is equal to text. You no need to specify the data type. Based on the value, it is going to define its type. Okay, naming rules of variables in Python. The first rule should be, we are having 6 main rules here. The first rule should be, whatever the value you want to take, you should give that specific name to our variable. If you want to take input from the user, here you are taking username, so the variable name should be name, because here you are taking name. If you want to take user input as their age, then our variable name should be age. Or if you want to get address of the user, then you can give the variable name as address, right? Whatever you are specifying, whatever you want the user to give the input, that particular name you should specify as your variable name. Especially for beginners, make sure that you should adopt this habit of giving the specific variable name to the input you are taking. It's going to be helpful in your interview exams. And the second point is, the variable name should start with alphabets, like capital A to Z is also fine, or you can take small a to Z, or you can use underscore also. Underscore, it's a special character. Apart from this underscore, we can't use any of the special characters in our variable names. Okay, our variable name should start with the alphabets or underscore. And variable name should not start with the numbers. Should not start with numbers. Point number 4 to be noted, cannot use spaces in multi-word variable names. Okay, whatever the variable name is, you should not use spaces in between that. Instead of spaces, you can use underscore. And the fifth main point is, you can use numbers in variable names, but we can't use numbers as the starting letter. Okay, please keep it in mind. And the point number 6 is, we can't use special characters. We can only use underscore as our special character. And one more thing, you cannot use the reserved words. This is a one more important thing. You can't use reserved words, like if, print, def. There are some reserved words, we can't use them. Okay, now let us see these naming rules with a simple example. See here, we can start with a capital A or small a, or whatever the alphabet it is, we can start. Irrespective of capital or small, we can start our variable name with alphabets. So I'm giving a equal to some 90. Okay, it is valid because here we couldn't see any error line. Okay, so now I'm giving capital A equal to some 89. Okay, capital A is equal to 89, so it is also valid. And next, according to our, the third one is special character, right? Special character, that too only underscore. We can start our variable name with underscore. We can simply give underscore equal to 78, or we can give underscore abc equal to 88. Everything is fine. Here it is underscore abc equal to 88. Anything is fine. Okay, this comes under the point number 2. Let me make down here. Okay, this is for point number 2. And for point 3, should not start with numbers. Let us see what happens if we start with a number. 1a is equal to 90. See, it is error. Can you see this red mark? We can't start our variable name with letters. We can't start our variable name with numbers. And next, coming to the fourth point, we cannot use spaces in multi-word variable names. What is meant by multi-word variable name? Let us see. If suppose I want to take from address, okay, for that from address, this should be our variable name, but we can't use spaces, right? So instead of giving space, what I'm giving is, I'm giving underscore. See here, from address equal to something, whatever we want we can give. Like, let me give it as Delhi. From address is Delhi. Multiple word variable name means we can have more than one word. See here, here we have been using a underscore abc. These are all one word. Multi-word means from address, to address, my name, my age, like this comes under multi-word variable name. When coming to this multi-word variable name, here we have 3 categories. Like, we have 3 cases. The first one is camel case, and the second one is Pascal case, and the third one is snake case. Okay, let me give comment here. Yes, camel case, Pascal case, and snake case. Camel case in the sense, if we have two words for multi-word only, if it is same from address, from is one word and address is one word, we can give like this is camel case. Camel case, the first letter should be small letter, and in the next word the first letter should be capital letter. This is for camel case. Then coming to the Pascal case. Pascal case in the sense, from address equal to Pascal case. Okay, from address, the first word first letter and the second word first letter both should be capital. And if you are giving some other like 3 or 4, then you should give every word's first letter should be capital. Okay, and next coming to the snake case. Snake case in the sense, here what we gonna do is like all should be small letters, and we can separate them with underscore, like my underscore name equal to snake case. Okay, like my name is, or my class. Yes, under this multi-word variable names we have camel case, Pascal case, and snake case. Now see here, for fifth point, you can use numbers in variable name. Yes, we can use numbers in variable names, but we can't start our variable name with a number. Addition operations, like if I want to perform the summation of two numbers, then I can use num1, my number 1 equal to 10, then my number 2 equal to 90. Okay, like this we can use, but we can't use my second number equal to 90. See here, we can't start our variable name with numbers. Okay, and next we can't use special characters. Yes, age question mark equal to 89. See here, it is error, question mark error. Now you can see it is giving an error. Okay, and next for dollar, let me give for a dollar. Okay, a dollar equal to 0, error. And the last but most important point is we can't use reserved words. See here, the class is reserved word, class, we can't use this class. And if is also a reserved word, for reserved word, while reserved word, everything is reserved. We should not use the reserved word as our variable name, and we should not use these reserved words to save our Python files also. Okay, just keep it in mind. If you like this video, please subscribe.